हरे कृष्णा। ओम अज्ञान तिमिरांधस्य ज्ञानांजन शलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले सुवयं रूपं कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। मैं घोर अज्ञान के अंधकार में उत्पन्न हुआ था और मेरे गुरु ने अपने ज्ञान रूपी प्रकाश से मेरी आंखें खोल दी। मैं उन गुरु को सादर दंडवत प्रणाम करती हूँ। जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णवों की जय। हरे कृष्णा। हरे कृष्णा। In the previous shlok, we saw Arjun asked 4 questions to Krishna. That what are the external and internal symptoms of a person who is sthit pragya. Then he asked, how does he talk, how does he sit, and how does he walk. So now in shlok number 55, Krishna is giving the answer of the first question, that what is the general symptom of a person in samadhi or one who is in sthit pragya. Let's recite the shlok first. Shri Bhagwan uvacha prajhati yada kaman sarvan parth manogatan atmamanyeva-atmana tushtah स्थित प्रज्ञः तदोच्यते। श्री भगवान् उवाच प्रजहाति यदा कामान् सर्वान् पार्थ मनोगतान् आत्ममन्येवात्मना तुष्टः स्थित प्रज्ञः तदोच्यते। श्री भगवान् उवाच means the Supreme Personality of Godhead, that is Shri Krishna. Shri Krishna said the first line, Prajhati yada kaman. Yada means when. Kaman means desires. Prajhati means to give up or to leave. It means when a person gives up all the desires. Desires means the strong wishes which are very difficult to control. And Sarvan Partho Manogatan means Arjun is addressed here as Parth. Sarvan means all the varieties of desires which take birth from Manogatan. Manogatan means the desires which arise by mental concoction or one's own mental creation. Now the second line, Atmamanye-vatmana tushtah sthit pragyah tadochyate. Atmani means the individual soul and Atmanah means the purified mind and Eva means certainly. Here Krishna says that when the purified mind becomes satisfied or tusht in the individual soul or self, then such a person is called sthit pragya. In this shlok, Srila Prabhupada explains that when a person is fully satisfied within his own self and doesn't get guided by the desires of his mind, such a person is called to be in samadhi or sthit pragya. Now let us try to understand technically that how can we zero the desires of our mind. It is easily said than done. But we are fortunate to have Srila Prabhupada, who is explaining each and everything very easily, logically, and practically. In the previous shloks of chapter 2, we have come to know that we are not the body and that we are spirit soul. In shlok number 13 of this chapter, Krishna says, Dehino asmin yatha dehe kaumaram yauvanam jara tatha dehantarah prapte dhiras tatra namuyate. It means that the individual soul is the same at all times and keeps passing in the body from the stage of infant, then to childhood, boyhood, old age, then disease, and finally, when the body dies, the soul passes on to the other body in the next birth. So the real self is the spirit soul, which is embodied or covered by the subtle body. Subtle means something that we cannot see, we can only feel. That is mind, man, buddhi, intelligence, and ego, ahankar, which has an outer material covering of 5 elements of the material nature: Bhumi, earth; Gagan, sky; Vayu, air; Agni, fire; and Neer, water. So the soul has 2 layers of outer covering. First the subtle and then the material covering. And the desires are born in the mind. So it's a product of the mind and not of the soul. So we have no direct connection with the desires as we are spirit souls. By this knowledge, we can control the desires of the mind. Srila Prabhupada is giving us a practical solution of controlling the desires, because it's very difficult to control the desires by any artificial process. The more desires are suppressed, the more it becomes stronger. We all have experienced it, that whatever is advised us not to do, we become more curious about it. So Srila Prabhupada says that if the parents have to take away a knife or any dangerous thing from the child's hand, so what do? They show a chocolate or toys to the child, and the child quickly forgets about the knife and automatically leaves it. In the same way, Srila Prabhupada gave Harinam Sankirtan and the knowledge of Bhagwat Gita, Bhagwatam, and Krishna Prasadam to the unruly youngsters of the Western world, and they left all their bad habits like smoking, drinking, gambling, and illicit relationship, and very easily started practicing Krishna Bhakti. So this shlok very clearly tells us that by practicing Krishna Bhakti, we can very easily detach from all the material desires and be satisfied within our spirit soul. In Bhagavatam, it is stated that a person who is a pure Krishna devotee develops all the good qualities of demigods, that is the Devatas, whereas a person who is not Krishna devotee has no good qualifications because he gets guided by the desires of his mind. Yasyasti bhaktir bhagavatya ankinchana sarve gune tatra samasate suraha harav bhaktasya kuto mahat guna manorathen asit asati dhavato bahi. It very clearly says that all good qualities like knowledge and detachment from all the material objects easily develop in a Krishna devotee, and he is satisfied within his own self. Yasyasti bhaktir bhagvat akinchana sarve guner tatra samasate suraha. Sura is demigods, the devatas. But a person devoid of Krishna bhakti indulges in the collection of material things and is always dissatisfied and disturbed in his life. Because collecting material things never gives us true happiness and satisfaction, because the attraction of material things is endless. So, if we want to be in samadhi, we need to do Krishna bhakti. And Krishna bhakti is the simplest thing in this world. We just need to chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra with wholehearted love for Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada explains the symptoms of a truly Krishna conscious person. He says a person who is quiet and never blames Krishna when he passes through a bad phase in his life. Rather, he says that he should have suffered much more because of his bad deeds. And whatever is happening, it is because of his past misdeeds or bad karma of this life or of many past janmas. And when good things happen in life of such a person, he gives all the credit to Krishna and thanks Krishna for everything. Whereas, on the contrary, the material person takes all the credit of all the good things and blames Krishna for all the bad things. Now we have very clearly understood the difference between a Krishna conscious person and a material person. The Krishna conscious person is in samadhi and he is never disturbed or agitated and is called sthit pragya. This was Arjun's first question to Krishna. And with the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, we have understood the meaning of samadhi or sthit pragya and the symptoms of such a person. Now in the next shloks, we will come to know the next questions of Arjun. That is, how does a person who is in samadhi, how does he talk, how does he sit, and how does he walk? I am sure everyone is benefiting from the knowledge of Bhagwat Gita. And this is of utmost importance to keep our mind cool so that we can do all our work happily. So this knowledge is only because of the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Anant Koti Vaishnavon ki jai. Hare Krishna. I bow down to Srila Prabhupada for giving us the most secretive knowledge of Bhagavad Gita in such an interesting and understandable manner. I thank all my listeners who take out time to listen to the shlokas of Bhagavad Gita. I request everyone to please write the comments as it encourages me and enhances the understanding of others. Please do write your comments, and in case you have any questions, please do write. I will surely try to answer them. Hari Bol, Hare Krishna. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. अनंत कोटि वैष्णवों की जय. Please do not forget to subscribe, like and share with others. Hare Krishna.